And it's interesting that, in Tomberg, two things he says on this topic. He says, you know, while who came before me were beggars and thieves, right? Meaning all the religions that came before were beggars and thieves. And the other thing is, behold, I make all things new. So those different systems, we could say, and this is what I think Tomberg's trying to do in his book, are, and this is what actually Hans von Balthasar said about Soloviev, is that that Soloviev took all these, Gnostic systems and other things, and he ran them through Christ as through a purifying stream, right? And I think that's part of what Tomberg's project is in that book, is to clean it up,
Yeah, which is what Christians always do, right? Christians did that with Plato, did it with Plotinus, and so I think.
And he's giving people of that esoteric bent a way back in. I remember when I read the book, I said, wow, in my Father's house there are many mansions. Because what my problem was before that is I thought I had a very limited perception and understanding of what Christianity is. And I read that book, I said, wow, maybe I didn't give this thing enough credit. The Catholic Church, maybe I didn't give it enough credit. Maybe I was too busy seeing the version I got in the suburbs of Detroit at a second-rate Catholic school, and not what's really there.
Yeah, but that's actually one of my arguments for Christianity really has been its integrative possibility, because one of the things that I see also, and that's what I call, I don't know how to call it, like the esoteric split that happened, at the Renaissance, or a bit after the Renaissance, is that you can see how these elaborate and very intellectual systems kind of move up, and then you can notice religion becoming more and more sentimental and moralistic and less understood, you could say. And so, but I think that what Christianity ultimately offers is a way it should be a way all the way through. So it's like when you stand in a church and you have this painted system of images, right? Yeah. It's connected to a simple person could go in there and be completely touched and impressed. But then, a metaphysician will walk in and see the map of the universe in the church. So I think that that's one of the reasons why I tend to stay within, let's say, the more traditional. Just talk about the church fathers as much as or saying, I would choose the church fathers, right? It's like it's always the same: Saint Ephrem, Saint Gregory, Saint Maximus. So and they seem to have had all those intuitions that are in the best of the esoteric systems, let's say.
Well, and that's what I think. Another we were talking earlier about why people feel sometimes that the salt has lost its savor. And this is my own experience growing up. I was kind of just naturally interested in mysticism. I went to Catholic school, and, I wanted to know, this person talked to Jesus or the Virgin Mary. What did they say? What was it like? How does that happen? And nobody wanted to tell me, right? And I think, so what I got instead was, the catechism, or kind of a dry intellectual delivery. We had the Baltimore Catechism. I think that's turned more people off the Catholic Church than the sex scandal. but so it was, for me, certainly, for a lot of people, it was an unincarnated experience of Christianity, which is ironic, right? Because, and how do you return to that? And most of my life has been trying to find a way back into that incarnated experience of Christianity.
Yeah, and I see all your daily practices of being a farmer and doing that. I can see when I kind of follow you and see what you're doing, I can notice that you're really trying to find that lived, let's say, incarnational principle.
Yeah, and I don't want to read about it. You know what I mean? Well, yeah, because I think what happened after that split you talked about at the Renaissance or the Reformation is, at least in the West, not only did religion become more and more sentimental, but the other half of it became aridly intellectual.
Yeah.
Parts of it. Not the entire thing, right? And so, and it was, in fact, I was reading in Florensky, he was talking about the Russian tradition, which is what I love about it, is it's both intellectual and anti-rational at the same time. It's very intuitive or mystical while it's being intellectual, which is, you see that probably in Soloviev more than in anybody.
Mm.
Who is the model for both Ivan and Aloysia in the Brothers Karamazov.
Oh, really? I didn't know that. That's interesting.
Yeah, that's it. Actually, it's in a book written by his nephew. That
he mentioned
that. Yeah, because Dostoevsky was good friends with Soloviev.
Okay, yeah.
And he based those two brothers on his two sides. His
That's hilarious.
His coldly intellectual side, and his deeply intuitive and warm side.
Yeah, that's really fascinating.